So I set up the search. I think I'm good. I'm going to close out. I'm going to go about my day. No, not going to work. I'm not going to get any emails. Hey guys, what's going on? Derek here, and in today's video, I am going to be covering some of those new changes finally that took place on April 26th to Beta.Sam.gov. The way that we go about searching opportunities has changed, and there's also just a number of other changes that have happened to the website. So in today's video, I specifically want to cover how we go about finding those contract opportunities. The way that we search is a little bit different, and I don't want you to get lost on that. I'm also going to show you where to go to find wage determinations, because those are so important when doing our pricing, especially on service or construction contracts. So I'm going to show you where to get those. And then also I want to take a look at setting up our saved searches, because that has also changed. And there's also a notification button that you have to select now. So if you were getting email sent to your inbox and they stopped after April 26th, well, it's probably because of this thing that I'm going to show you. So you want to make sure that you stick around for that as well. Now, before we get started, I have also launched my Ultimate Government Contracting training program, GovCon Gold Rush. So if this is something that you're looking to get into, right now is a really excellent time to join, because we just entered the third quarter of the fiscal seasonality of the government. So there's really good opportunity over the next coming months between now and the end of September to really take your GovCon business to the next level. If that's something you want to do, I did include a link in the description of this video that you just have to go and check out. Click that link and it will take you to a little bit of a presentation that's, I think, 20 minutes or so long, that shows everything about the program if that's something you want to learn more about and see maybe if you would be a good fit for it. So that's really about it. So for now, let's go ahead and now jump behind my screen and take a look at some of those changes to the new BetaSam system so that you know how to navigate it. Okay guys, so here we are at BetaSam.gov. Things look a little bit different, I would say. I did do a video a few weeks ago kind of talking about the foreseen upcoming changes. GSA did release this video right here that you could also go ahead and watch on the BetaSam homepage if you want to watch that. We did cover that, so we did see a bit of this ahead of time in terms of what to expect. But today we're actually going to look at the things in real time now live on the website to see what actually is changing. So the user interface here, the way the homepage is laid out, is definitely different. Notably, the most important thing is probably, I would say, on the old system, there used to be a big just search bar here at the top, and then there would be a toggle drop-down button. Once you click that, it would allow you to select from these different opportunities. So essentially, instead of having them rolled up in a drop-down menu, now in the new system, they're actually breaking those out so you see all those. My guess is during the beta testing feedback they got, that they didn't know, things like, for example, wage determinations were there. That's how you access them. So now they have been broken out so you can see all of them without having to insert another click in between the homepage and discovering these different things. So with that being said, again, these are all the same things that were there before, but contract opportunities, contract data, wage determinations, federal hierarchy, and assistance listings. For today's video and just in general, primarily we're going to be most focused on contract opportunities and wage determinations. So the first thing that I want to cover is how we go about searching for contract opportunities. At the beginning of this video, I kind of told you what we're going to be covering, and that's number one. So let's go ahead and click on contract opportunities and see where that takes us. Now, in the old system, the older version of BetaSam, that would take us to a screen where we have, these filters on the left, and that's where we would do all of our searching. It looks like now they've interjected this kind of halfway in between page that I do not like. So it takes us to a page called Contract Opportunities, and now we have a search box here where if we happen to know the solicitation number, we can put that in. But if we kind of go back to the first page, there's already a place here to put in a solicitation number for a contract opportunity. So I find that quite redundant, and I don't find that to be a good reason for adding this in between page, because we just don't really need it. It's already on the first page. To get to the page that we want to, we have to go to advanced search. And again, I don't love this. So if we click the advanced search button, which is kind of small, it's kind of on the side there. Some of you may not even notice it right away that it's there, but it's the primary way that you get to this screen. So, and this is the screen where you're going to be doing all of your searches. Here you can see all the filters are on the left-hand side. It looks, definitely looks different. things are rolled up, but it's just a different type of feel, I guess. The way that the fonts and the colors, we're just going to have to get used to it. Quite frankly, I liked the other way better. But to be fair, nobody usually likes change, so I guess we have to give it some time. But this is the advanced version. This is where we have to do our searches now. We have to be advanced if we want to do searches. Otherwise, we just have to know the solicitation number, which very few of us do. Even when I have a bid that I'm searching or I'm watching rather, I still don't type it in. I still come back here or I go to my saved searches. So this is how you have to get to this screen. Now there is one other way to get here. If you go back to the home page, well, I guess you don't have to go back to the home page, but just for example, you see these different menus at the top. We have home, search, data bank, data services, and help. Well, if you go to search, you think that would take you to search for contract opportunities. Well, kind of, sort of, yes, sort of, no. It's this select domains thing, which, I don't love, because it's like, well, it's giving me all these different options. So again, I have to further select contract opportunities, and then that takes us to the advanced screen. So these are really the two only ways that I've found to get to search opportunities. We will get used to it. It's not that bad. I don't think it's as best as it could be, and I don't personally think it's better, but it is what it is. I'm trying to not make this a complaining rant type of video. My focus is more so getting you to where you need to be so that you're not confused on here. So again, let's just clarify. You can go to search. That will take you here, and then you select this domain, and then you come down and select contract opportunities. That will allow you to select your filters. Or if you go back to home, you can select contract opportunities here, and then select advanced search. And this will take you to the same page. All right. One kind of thing that I really want to point out here, maybe two, we see our filters. So federal organizations, this is where we can search by agency. Dates, this is a lot cleaner than it used to be. I like that because there used to be a million different date type fields. Now it's just, response date offers due. And I normally always search 3 months into the future. They even made a button called next 3 months, so I do like that. Notice type, this is where we're going to find the 4 stages of a bid, source assault, pre-salt, all this stuff you should be familiar with. But where's the NAICS code? I don't see anything that says NAICS code anymore. You could come across that. I don't want you to not find it. So now they have rolled that up. NAICS code is now under product or service information. Now it's wrapped with the PSC code. So you have to click product or service information, and then you can have a NAICS code and product and service code. Otherwise, when you roll it back up, it's just product or service information. What the hell does that mean? It means nothing to me. My eyes are set for keywords. When I'm searching, I'm looking at a screen. I'm looking for NAICS code, and I'm not seeing it. Where's the NAICS code? Let me look in more filters. Okay, this is where there's more filters. So if you're seeing filters on my screen that are not on your screen, it's because now you've got to go into this more filters option. That was there on the previous BetaSam also, except now actually it's in a more accessible place that's more obvious down here. Before it used to be hidden at the top. Some of you may remember. Now it's down here. But again, where is the NAICS code is my point. I don't see it. It's because it's not its own field anymore. So I don't think that was a good move. Instead, it's under product and service information. So I don't want you to get lost on that when you're doing your searches. So that's kind of the first point of this video. Searches, kind of getting you where to find it, getting you familiar with these different filters and how to search. I guess lastly, before we end from this point, is they did end up implementing these results per page. It used to be limited to 10. Back in the FBO days, I used to love it because I could search by 100 opportunities. Well, then it changed to BetaSam a year ago or whatever, and you could only have 10 search results per page. That's what we've been living with for a year plus, and I've absolutely hated it. Well, one of the good things is now they've brought that back. So now you can go by 25, 50, or 100 page search results per page, which really reduces your overall page count if you update that to being a lot more opportunities per page. If you're somebody like me who can kind of like just skim these by eye, not interested, not interested, not interested, it allows that type of searching to go a lot faster. And my guess is, since they've added this, that there's probably a lot of other people that search that same way as well. You can rely on your saved searches so much, but at the end of the day, you still want to do a bit of a manual skim to make sure you're not missing anything. Okay, so now number 2, wage determinations. I told you I was going to show you where to find these. So before, it used to be in that search rolled up filter on the home page. Here we are back at the home page. Now they've broken it out. Now they have an option for wage determinations. I like this. This actually makes it more accessible. I know it's going to be getting more clicks because more people are going to be saying, what's this? Or there it is. So let's go ahead and click on wage determination. Now, when you come here, it allows you to put in a number. I don't know if they're looking for a solicitation number or a wage determination number. Nobody's going to know that number. So instead, this is more important. This is what you need to know, okay? Any contract that's bound by the Service Contract Act or Davis-Bacon in terms of a minimum amount of a wage that you have to pay a contractor, this is where you need to go to pull up the wage determination for the state and the county that the employee is going to be performing the work in. Not where your business is located. If you're located in Alaska and you're doing a job in Washington, D.C., you need to find the D.C. wage determination. So this is how you're going to do that if you have a contract that's bound. How do you know if you have a contract that has, you have to obligate and be bound by this? Check the FAR clauses. Do a Control F search. If you've got the RFP solicitation pulled up, it's 75 pages, whatever. Search Service Contract Act. Search SCA wage. You'll get to the point to where there's all those little FAR clauses. That's where it's going to be in there. If there's a check mark or an X next to it in that FAR clause list, that means it applies. Also, the same thing for Davis-Bacon. If you're looking at a construction-related contract where maybe you have plumbers or electricians or other blue-collar or skilled trade employees working, it's going to be the same sort of thing. So I'm going to show you a service contract example. And a service contract example is going to be, any type of contract that is basically not construction, where you have a professional service type contractor worker that is working and performing on a contract, probably at a government site. You're going to be looking, somebody who's staffed at a service contract. So we're going to go ahead and select this box, but if you're in construction, you would do the same process we're about to cover for construction. But we'll go ahead and click this box, and that's going to bring up a filter that's, similar to what we're used to seeing for contract opportunities, but this is totally different. This has nothing to do with looking at bids now. What you want to do is select the state that the employee is going to be working in. Let's go ahead and say Alaska. Then you want to go ahead and select county. I don't know, let's say Fairbanks North. No match is found. Apparently there is not a wage determination currently for that. Let's go Anchorage instead. So now what you want to do is look at these 2 different revisions and look at the published date, and you want to pull up the most recent date, of course, by selecting the numbers here. This will pull up the wage determination. Now, I'm not going to get into how to read and go through and use wage determinations in this video. I've done that in other videos, and I can do that again if that's something that you want to know how. But essentially, you have these occupation codes. You have to go through this and find the basically the occupation code that matches with what the position is you're staffing, and then this becomes the minimum amount that you are having to pay. It's almost like a union. It's not a union, but it's just something the DOL will use if you get audited. Hey, what is the occupation for this position? Are you at least paying this much? You can pay as much over as you want. You just got to make sure that you are paying that minimum amount. And then in addition to that, you need to make sure, health and welfare, you're paying that number plus $454. That's how you're going to end up at the minimum amount that you're paying your employee. So this $454 is not optional. You have to pay it if this is a contract that's bound by SCA wage. So said I wasn't going to get into it, and that's really not a thorough example, but that's just a little bit about wage determinations. Primarily, though, what I'm showing you is where to find them. So state, county, find the most recent updated, click on the numbers, and that's how you will get your wage determination. And again, you can do that easily by being at the home page, selecting wage determination, and then you could go ahead and click service contract or public works, Davis-Bacon, depending on which is going to be a good fit for you. Okay, so now lastly, the last thing I said I wanted to cover was those saved searches and that notification button that I don't want you to miss out on. So you do have to be logged in to do this, but what you want to do is go to your workspace, there's a button up here that says workspace, and this is my dummy Sam profile account, so don't worry about my email address or anything there. What you want to do is look at your saved searches, and this will pull up any searches. And then dog, I just set up the other day, Army next 90-day bids. I was doing an example in our GovCon Gold Rush members only group where we go live every week. So I was going live in our group there last week and showing them an example of this same thing. So what you really do is when you set up a search, and I'll show you how to do that too. But once those are set up, this is where they're stored. So you go to your workspace, and then you can go to save searches, and it takes you to a screen that looks like this. This is as in-depth as the screen is going to get. Really, all you know, if you click on this, it's going to run the search, so I don't want to do that. But the only other things you can do here is you can toggle this down, and it'll show you the search parameters. So this is, Army solicitation, combined synopsis solicitation, next 3 months. That's what this particular search is made up of. And then you have these actions. And within these actions, you can change the name. So I could change this, instead of Army next 90-day bids, I could say next 90-day, whatever, opportunities. It doesn't matter. Then I could save that, and now it's changed. So that's easy. If you want to do a new search based off of this, you can duplicate this and then add or change to some of the filters if you think that'll be a little bit faster for you. But I don't really think it is. Looks like I had my light turned off this whole time, so sorry about that. Now you can see me again. I'm back. You can also delete this if you want to delete it. But here is that notify button. So I'm currently having these notifications on. If I pretend that they're not, it'll look like this. So this is what it'll look like for you if you set up a search. You have to click this notify button to turn it on. And I'm going to show you in a second how to set up a search. It's pretty easy. But if you don't turn this on after you set up the search, it's still not going to be turned on. So I don't like that. I know a lot of people are going to come in here, set up their searches, and it's just not going to work for them, and they're going to just assume it's not working. Man, I turned my my light on, and my eyes are like bloodshot and watering like crazy. Bear with me. Okay, so then the last thing you can do is also download this. So if you want to run the search and export it in an Excel CSV file, it will allow you to access that information by clicking download. So now let's go ahead and look at actually running a real search based on all this now new information that we have from today's video. So I'm going to go through contract opportunities, advanced search, and then I'm going to, I don't know, I want to look at the VA. Let's say I want to look at the VA. So I'll go to federal organizations. I'm going to try VA and see if it pulls up. That's not. I'm going to try veteran. That's not really working. This thing, I don't love. Oh, I guess it did work. Here we go. Yeah. It doesn't really work the best. Veteran Affairs Department of. So I'm assuming, yeah, based on the search results, this is the primary Veteran Affairs tag. Sometimes there'll be sub tags. So now I have a search for anything out of the VA. Now let's do, bids that are due over the next, 3 months. Let's do that. So we can go ahead and notice type. This is where you find the 4 stages of a bid. Since we want something that we can respond to and actually win a contract off of, we're going to go solicitation as a tag. And we're going to go combined synopsis solicitation as a tag. So now that's set. Now lastly, I'm going to go through dates, offers due, next 3 months. All right, so now we're down from 3,000 results to 300 results. I like it. Now I want to go ahead and go to actions over here, which is these 3 dots, and go save. This will add it to that box of, save searches that we were looking at. So we'll just say VA bids over the next 90 days. Save. Cool. So now, so I can even click the save searches. Now I can see it's in here. So now I can, I guess this is another way without going through your workspace that you can see them is since you're logged in, you can go to this search results and my saved searches. So that's kind of cool. But if I go to actions over here, my notify is not turned on. So I set up the search. I think I'm good. I'm going to close out. I'm going to go about my day. No, not going to work. I'm not going to get any emails. I got to click notify. Now I go in and check stop notify. So now notify is selected. Now I will get those bid updates for this new search that I'm running. So that's something that I need to make sure that you're doing. And if you had previous searches set up prior to April 26th if you were using them and you found out that you're not getting, any, emails, and it's only been a couple weeks since it's happened, so you may not even realize just yet that you're not getting emails. But if you have had searches set up, you want to go back in and check this and make sure you go through all these different searches and click notify. Some of mine are turned off automatically, and I just didn't turn them back on because I didn't want to. But that's something you want to make sure that you check so that you are getting these emails sent to your inbox on a daily basis. And I guess that's the other thing. You used to be able to manipulate an FBO how frequently you get the search updates. You could do like a couple times a day or like once a week. Doesn't look like there's any way to manipulate that. It's just, if you're looking for that, I feel your pain. I'm also looking for it. I don't see any way to do it. They give us one option. It's, hey, on or off. It's turnkey. Do you want to notify or do you not want to notify? That's really all that we got. So I hope this video was valuable to you, whether it's setting up contract opportunities, maybe you learned something about wage determinations, how to find them, play around with that. That will help you with your pricing, or even if you've never set up saved searches before and now you kind of know how to do it, please go ahead and implement those within the next 24 hours so that you don't forget about it. And then once you get the emails coming in, it may allow you to make more progress and build a little bit more momentum in your life and in your business, and maybe even just in your learning about government contracting to move things forward if this is something that you're wanting to get more serious about. So if you like this, click the like button, let me know. And if you like government contracting, whether you've got a business or you're looking at starting a business, consider subscribing to the channel because government contracting is all that I do. I've been on YouTube for about 2 years now, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. We're continuing to change and grow and adapt with our growing community. And I'd love to have you part of it as a subscriber, and maybe somebody who's in my free courses, or maybe even joining the GovCon Gold Rush program if you're looking at getting serious about building a GovCon business this year in 2021, making it your year. And again, I do have that link in the description of this video if you want to check out the presentation on the program. It is application only, so consider checking that out if it's something that you think might be a good fit for you. And now it's time for a question of the week. So if you have a topic that you would like covered, I've done a lot of YouTube videos by this point. I just passed over 100 videos over the last couple of years. So I've got a lot of content here on the channel. If there's something that you would like to see that I haven't covered, I do focus things more so on winning contracts, really on the front end. I find that's where most people need the help with. But if there's something that you would like me to cover, put that in the comments, a topic idea. I will consider that, and maybe your topic will be covered in a future week. So have a great one, everybody. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll talk to you very soon.